Hey guys, welcome to another Elliott Waves on Cryptos. Again, the weekly video, either on Thursdays or on Fridays, voted upon high demand from the Quora Inner Cycle team community. I would say over 20,000 people there. And well, fortunately or unfortunately, what we're going to be looking at again is Luna. Last week we talked about the potential move up to 31 or so. Actually seen it going a little bit higher. Now many of you wonder what is the current price action showing and what is the current structure showing. We're going to have a look, of course, in a minute, but do know that none of this is to be considered as investment advice. It's purely educational, using, of course, Elliott Waves analysis and skill and years of experience, trading experience and knowledge. Now, before we go into the video, do not forget that you can find me on Twitter. I have my channel running there now, and I am more than happy to give trials to people. So hit me up on the about section. The Telegram channel is there. You can directly message me, and we can go into a very short conversation about the channel and whether this is something that you're looking to try out. So without further ado, let's have a quick look on Luna, but also because I never want to do one analysis, we're going to have a quick look also on Sol, because that was the second most voted per on the poll. Plus, it is one of the most interesting. I mean, Sol and Luna, they have just gone crazy over the past week. Okay, so let's go in the details on the charts. Okay, guys, so we are back to the charts, and of course, I'm going to start with Luna. It deserves it. You deserve it if you voted for it. So here's what I'm looking here. If you remember from last time, we were actually looking for, in the medium term, we're still looking at these 5-wave impulse to the upside to complete. It's not completed, right? So we have a very clear ABC correction down here in wave 4, and then a continuation to the upside. If you remember, guys, and let me just have a quick look on Luna over here. I'm not sure I mentioned this, but it's probably just like the alternative, and that's because we broke the 2950. That was probably the first target. This sort of irregular flat alternative is not valid any longer. So we'll go with two scenarios here that they are most likely going to be alternating only in the short term. Okay, which means what? One is that, as I currently see, we have another leg up once wave 4 is in. So we're gonna head probably to 36.55. Perhaps even higher, who knows. And the other scenario is that we've already ended the 5-wave move to the upside. Okay, that really depends on how we're going to look at this structure over here. Currently, I'm looking at this as a leading diagonal over here. Okay, which means that we've got ABC. It's a corrective variation, by the way. ABC, 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 ABC. We've got the 3 here, the 4, and the 5. That is a huge leading diagonal. That's why we had a huge impulse move to the upside. That's my wave 2. Then we've got again a very good move in the minute degree. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 3 was done. We're still on the base channel, okay, of this internal structure, and that's the one that we need to use as a guide. Yeah, hold on, as a guide in order to project new levels down in the potential correction towards below the 30 probably. Now we are really sort of fighting in 30 territory right now. If you want to call this some sort of potential head and shoulders as well, you can do that. Head and shoulders are continuation patterns and not reversal patterns. They usually go 61.8 Fibonacci down off the leg, and then they continue higher. So if we do that quickly, look at this. We're going to go pretty much we've already done that, but I think we need to look at this perhaps unreversed. There you go. So we're looking at 26. Yeah, around 26. This is the previous top. Okay, if that turns out to be a correction and then continuation to the downside and 4 comes here, we are going to meet exactly this trend line, guys, for the channel. Okay, and when they continue higher, 36, I don't want to say at least or no, but my next target will be the 40 and then the 45. Okay, do not forget that all of this is hanging also on Bitcoin. Okay, so if we're going to see another leg up for all the Bitcoin and big market cap markets, then most likely we're going to see that happening as well. Or perhaps, because there are going to be a few exceptions like Luna, Sol, and some other markets that they remain quite high compared to their all-time high. Okay, so they might do another leg up despite of what's happening with Bitcoin, because as long as Bitcoin stays there, do not forget that, you know, these pumps are expected. Now, back to here, we said the correction down. Perhaps my wave 4 will come down here though and do a double correction, double 4 over here. This is called the double 4 correction. Then we're going to get another leg up. Okay, this is the main scenario, guys. And what else I will be looking also for sort of corrections, for sort of targets, because we have pretty much wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 over here. I will go and starting off from 2. Yeah, I will go all the way up to 4. Yeah, and I will go all the way down, sorry, to 3 and then 4. And I'm going to look at the 38.2 and 68, 61.8. Look at this, 35, 36, very close. These are classes, these are zones, okay? So we use this to know where we could potentially start taking profits, unless, before, you know, because sometimes markets might extend, might not reach the 60, 36, 55, might go to 35, 7, and then you might be like, okay, my God, why did that happen? Just like a few pence, a few cents below that sort of projection. So keep in mind that the Fibonacci tool is just, you know, used for guidance, guys. Okay. What else we can do now, because we've got the wave 3 in. Okay, we need to go all the way to the beginning, go all the way up to 3, and just stop there. Okay, and then we assume the 44. Look at this, 44.9 for 45. So the 45, guys, is a very good level, and then we'll go to 50. So we're looking at 36, 45, 50. Okay. The alternative one that I think I called last time, 1 and 2, I was looking, then 1, 2, and then I was looking for 3, 4, and then for 5. Means that we ended up here, guys, and we're going to start correcting lower down now. For this scenario to sort of play out, what has to happen? First of all, we need to start seeing continuous lows, okay? Continuous lows, sorry. So you're going to get a correction over here, and then we're going to get another leg down. And this leg down, what we want to, the range of this, or the length of this leg, we want it to be bigger than the first wave, okay? Because if it's going to be an ABC, then it's most likely that this leg is going to be the same as this in terms of length. But if this second leg to the downside is bigger, then most likely it's going to be a third wave, okay? So third wave means that we're going to get the fourth and the fifth. So this is going to be an impulsive move to the downside, okay? And then obviously most likely we're going to have to look at the 22, because we might still get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That might be my A, and then I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That might be my B, okay? Because do not forget, guys, that, and the reality is this, okay? As long as we remain, look at this, above 8.85, 86, we are bullish for this particular scenario. We are impulsive, okay? Which is crazy to think, but that's the reality. Now let's jump quickly to Sol. Very similar approach here, and I'm also looking at this particular market. In the scenarios are very, very similar. Okay, so we've got the 3 over here. We're expecting for 4, and we're gonna go up for the 5th one. Okay, now over here we've got a difference. Obviously, there is differences that here we've got a triangle. Okay, triangles are much more revealing patterns because they are in wave 4. So you know that the moment the triangle breaks, you can go and buy to at least the previous top. Obviously, with wave 1 being here and 2 here, and then doing an eternal structure, especially with a leading diagonal over here, we knew that we're going to get an extended wave 3. We've got the 4, very sharp and nice, and then the 5th one. Okay. Now, for this scenario for Sol, I was also looking at the 38.2 for a potential alternative scenario that we might get in a regular flat. Okay, again, invalid. Everything when we get invalidations, guys, because obviously we get new market data, then other scenarios have to come into play. Okay, now the 618 of this move to the downside, okay, the minus 61, we call it the mirror or the anti-Fibo, whatever you want to call it, is at 83. We went to 80, okay. I mean, I don't consider the level, okay, it's a miss of the 83, but I don't think we're going to get there just to get that, if that makes sense, right? What I think we could do, structurally speaking, is that have another leg up, because currently this structure looks like it's missing one wave, okay, because we have a multi-structural move to the upside. Now, of course, the other scenario would be that, you know, my wave 1 is here, my wave is here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you know, my 3 is here, my 4 is here, and that's my 5. And then we end it again up here. I'm going to start moving lower. And the reality is that for the downside, we need exactly the same thing to happen that happened with Luna. It's the same structures, guys, we need to see, okay? And then the focus is here. If we take the first main scenario that I have here, up until 36, 37, okay, we are still remain bullish, okay? And I'm talking about falling now, right? In wave 4. I can still get the 5th one later. Now that doesn't get some sort of invalidation, because the reality is if we finish the 5th wave, yeah, then we can head down either way. That will be the end of an intermediate degree cycle, okay? Which means we can get a double 4 and then continue higher. That, guys, is my primary 1 or my primary A, okay? So we're getting the 2 or the B once this is done, okay? Obviously, the smaller it is, the more, the stronger the move in the new impulse move to the upside is going to be. But as you realize, either we turned, or my main scenario is that we're going to get another leg up, but that is unlikely to last as much as many think. But again, I will repeat, it also depends on BTC, yeah, but it also doesn't. Why? Because as long as BTC remains there, doesn't fall much, doesn't go much up, higher, then we are likely to see many more of those altcoins pump. And Sol and Luna are not the only ones. If I'm not mistaken, today it was also AVAX, yeah, that started surging. ADA is moving back again. So got to be careful, because we need to take also the total market, what's going on in the biggest assets, because they lead or they hint at what's going to happen to the altcoin markets, okay? So with all that, I hope this video has been helpful. Actually, no, before I go, I didn't give you levels. Where am I going? Hold on. Okay, 68, 114, why 114? I want the 100 here, not the one. That's what I want, because that would be 99. Okay, the 100, guys, the 100 is my level. But we have to break 83, okay? Hold on. If we break 83, we're gonna head to, okay, let's do this quickly. We're gonna head to 90 and then to 100. This, the 99 or the 100, means that my correction in wave 4 is replicated up on the top, which is a guideline. Wave 5 is the same length as wave 4. It could be equal to wave 1, but my wave 1 is actually, well, I'm not sure. There's no point to go there. These are the levels anyway. So if we're going to get the 4th, we could get it down to 58. It's a very good level for a support. This actually resistance pool, so my previous high is going to become a support, yeah? Then we can shoot higher with a 5-wave move, 83, 90, and even 100, okay? So thanks for watching. Leave your comments. Don't forget, in the about section, you can contact me on my Telegram private sort of channel if you wish, and let's talk about a potential trial, okay? Speak to you again soon.